artifacts in the world.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We should. That's a real thing. You can go and dig up artifacts in Jerome. I don't know if this thing's.
Oh, rolls, baby rolls, anyways.
No.
Right?
Yes, ma'am. Forward rolls, backward rolls, standing pace.
I'll do it
You'll do it.
dramatically.
Please. Do it with drama. Always with drama. Try and reconnect. Yes. Good. That's connected. That's connected. I'm going to have to wait until someone logs on to hit pin, but it's recording, so. Oh, hi, Mark. Remember to call Mark?
Drama.
Yeah, double break. Nice. Nice. All right.
Don't be like that.
Come on.
I feel.
Constantly. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Not bad for a rainy day. Backwards. Backwards is the most important one for today. We're gonna have to use this as a big warm up. Yes. Good. Pivot. Stand. Awesome. Backwards. Tuck the chin. Yes. Pivot. Stand. One. Good. Another lap backwards, and I want you to really, really dramatically tuck that chin and smack the mat hard. So today, what we're going to be going over is, well, we're going to do a quick review. So we're doing a quick review of the guillotine choke standing, but we're going to add on to it. We're going to do a guard pull variation. So dirty just saying it. Sometimes we have to pull the guard. So guillotine, guard pull variation. We're also going to be doing double ankle sweep from the guard. You're doing great. Hip escapes. Yeah. We're also going to be doing a double ankle sweep from the guard. And I'm going to throw a little extra in today. We're going to deal with the front bear hug under the arms. Okay? That's 3 things. I'll breeze through the first one. Doing great. Genuinely, actually doing great. It's like if I yell at you for long enough, you don't suck. The heel, yes. The heel, you're just lazy on the right hand side. Yes, perfect. Yes. Your heel comes up like that one. Boom, the heel's up. Now do the other side. Hey, you did it. See, like I said, if I just yell at you for long, that shit works. Good. Yes. Yes. Now, just
What?
You didn't fucking say anything. Shit. So when you stand up, I'm judging you forever. So if you do this and you do everything, it looks like you're gonna do it really good, and then you do this shit. What was the fucking points? What I want is drama all the time. When you stand up, as you come up, I want you to concentrate on stomping your foot next to your hand. Boom. And stay strong. Give it to me. Strong. Okay. So you can stand at the base. You're doing good. You got this. All I see, you get a little bit of base. You look good. Okay. This is kind of fucking useless. Yes. Remember if you were doing a hip escape? Is your foot here for a hip escape?
Can you not be so harsh?
Here. Stand up. Stomp.
You know I hate you.
I love you. I love you so much. Stomp your foot next to your hand. Kick it like that if you have to. Better. That's better. Better. Okay. So if you go to stand up, and when you stand, you do this. Here's a big thing. If I take this hand off the ground, I'm gonna fall. Okay? What I want from you, when you do this, you're building a frame that can bear weight. So when you do this motion, when I take this hand off of the ground, do you see I'm not falling?
Yeah.
It's very important to learn how to do that physically. So when you are doing this, if you're having a little bit of struggle, thing, really overdo it. Put your head down, kick your leg back, and dramatically stop. Okay? Try that. See if that helps you. If I can trick Sam into doing that, you should do it.
Sam did it?
Yeah, Sam was having trouble hopping back and creating distance, and then I showed him the one that I don't call the right hand. Do the thing.
Yes.
So put your head down, kick your leg back, draw. Head down, ass up, kick back. You did it!
I did.
She did it.
Drama.
Drama. Let's just take a little bit of drama. All right. So let's move on with the class. Let me double check this real quick before we get started. Perfect. You and me, guillotines. I'll get you over here, please. So basic application of a guillotine. Previous classes, we talked about the idea of the tackle defense. The tackle defense transfers into a guillotine. Just a quick review of the guillotine choke in general. What we want, if nose is before the toes, we have the ability to strangle the neck, okay? When I'm here, I'm not wrapping my arm deep and pulling my elbow back and lifting with my hips. I've opened every door possible for a shit escape. Not even a technical escape, a shit escape. Come with me, please. Perfect pause. From here, what I want, let's say I'm gonna start by holding the chin, like I'm holding football. This little monkey grip on the chin. From here, I'm gonna push my elbow forward, roll my shoulder down, and I'm gonna check my watch holding a C-clamp, okay? Now, always with base. The arm that's forward is gonna be the leg that's forward forever and ever and ever. Now, when I apply the guillotine, I'm not going to be lifting my hips to do this. I'm gonna be scooping my thumb towards my shoulder. So one time without her, I look like this. I'm on the angle, just here, holding onto the chin. If my elbow is back, it's weak. She can pull the head out. If my shoulder, it's open, she can pull the head out. So I always want to have monkey grip on the chin. Elbow pushes forward, shoulder rolls. Now, if I was to lift my thumb, I'm not going to get out of the way. I want my thumb to touch my shoulder. Okay? I want that triangle to be where your neck is. So again, from here, the elbow is forward, the shoulder is rolled. Now the weak point is going to be the wrist, so we're going to check the watch. It's not weak anymore. C-clamp, and we're going to scoop the neck out underneath the thumb. So you're going to do that for me. Don't worry about your base for now. Wrap up the guillotine, good side, whatever side you feel good on. Why is your elbow back? Why can I talk?
I'm like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you got this. Pause here. Hold the chin. I want you to physically push your elbow into my shoulder. Yes, everything feels good now. I want you to check your watch, C-clamp on the wrist. Pause, pull over the top of it, and that's your fingers. I want you to hold the C-clamp on your wrist. Pause, let go. Okay, so from here, elbow forward, shoulder rolled, hold the watch, okay? So now that motion is going to be the scoop, yeah?
Like this.
Yes, okay. So that, you feel that?
I thought it was gonna be like this.
I don't care what you think it's going to be like. Do what I tell you to do.
Check your watch.
Okay, you check your watch for a hold, and then you pull your thumb up to you.
Okay.
Okay, so do it without me.
Boom.
Yes. Boom, boom. Check your watch. C-clamp. Yes. And now I want you to scoop. Now pause. That's not helping you do anything. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Good. So here's a close-up of what was just happening. When you're here, sorry, monkey grip on the chin, okay? From here, it's weak. It's gonna be easy to pull the head out. And if I start to pull through, it's still weak. Doesn't matter if I took out the slack. I took out the slack and it's still weak. If I was to lift with my hips, the door opens just here for your head to pop out. The door opens for your head to pull and pop out, okay? So what I want from you is this. You're going to push the elbow forward. Let your shoulder roll. And from here, when I was saying check the watch, if she pulls, it's weak here now. So I'm going to check the watch, okay? I C-clamp on top, not C-clamping underneath. I don't have to do words, S-grip. I'm not doing the Marcellitine. My job is just here, C-clamp, and I'm going to pull my thumb to my shoulder, okay? Put your hand in here.
Do you,
That's mine.
when you C-clamp, because you start like holding there, when you C-clamp, at that point, your wrist is past the neck, isn't it?
Translator.
If I start holding your chin, when I C-clamp here, my wrist goes past it, right?
Yes.
That's what I did on this.
Okay, good. You got it now. Let's do that again. You got it.
Wait, I'm not doing it yet.
Find your base.
Okay.
Yeah, that felt right. That was good. Okay. Yay, hi, you're fine.
I think I've done it.
Yeah, you probably have. Okay, so you've got the basic application of the guillotine choke, but now what happens if the person's stronger than you and they're plowing through? So now if you put on the guillotine, I want you to find your base. Okay, that seems pretty good. That's not bad. Perfect. Okay, so what I want, if they're controlling your legs and they're grabbing for your legs and they're still plowing through, what we need to do is have another controlled demolition where we pull them in and we use the guard this time, okay? So from here, if I'm holding onto the guillotine, the arm that's forward is the leg that's forward forever, so I'm gonna find a 4-point base. Here's good side to side, shift back and forth. Here's good for pushing a car, but if they kind of angle, I'm gonna fall. So I always need to have them in line with my hips, and I need a 4-point base. It's fairly mobile, okay? Now, if they're still coming in and they're still driving when you're a big, big person, I don't necessarily want to hold them on top of me, but this could be a very easy submission and an easy sweep, okay? What we want to do is we want to sit and push ourselves back. So not here and fall with somebody on top of us. What I want from you is this. Your weight goes into your shoulder heavy. Now when you're heavy in the shoulder, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to step back, kind of like you're okay with falling back now in neutral base, okay? So here, I'm not okay with falling back. Here, I'm okay. Right now, I'm gonna start to sit, 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 and I push my butt back to wrap my legs around, okay? So I want you to sit as low to the ground as possible before you shoot your butt back, okay? With your partner, the one who's in a guillotine, they're gonna be ready to post with their hands, okay? Otherwise, they post with their face. So be ready to touch the ground. Be ready to touch the ground. Pause here. We're not gonna do anything else. All I'm gonna do is take my 4-point base. I'm gonna make it neutral for now. She's ready to post with her hands on the outside of my body. I'm gonna start to sit, 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 sit. Don't do anything, you're fine. I'm gonna sit, 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 sit. And when I push my butt back, she posts her hands on the ground, not onto my knees.
Okay.
You need to have your hands on the ground for safety purposes. Okay? You're okay, you're safe. Hands will touch the ground. Yes, you're fine. Perfect. Okay? So for safety purposes, I know it's scary. Don't put your hands on your partner. Reach for the ground so you don't hurt yourself and your partner. Okay? So one more time, when we do this, we're just gonna do it as a dance move for now. And we're gonna build up and put some extra stuff on top. Okay? So again, starting with your partner with full guillotine on, pause here. You're gonna be in 4-point base. I want you to find a neutral base. You're gonna start to sit. And I want you to sit as low as you can before you push the butt back, wrapping the legs around the waist. Now, common mistake here, when people sit, they sit with their legs too narrow, okay? You need to have a guard. So what I want from you is a neutral base where there's a space for the person to fall into. So imagine you're walking back like a cowboy. You're not gonna be walking back in a straight line, okay? So again, I'm here and have the guillotine wrapped up. I'm in a 4-point base. Maybe I'm getting pushed. I'll walk like a cowboy. Now from here, when I feel sturdy enough to sit, I wrap the legs, okay? One more time. No moving just yet. Start with the guillotine. Your feet are gonna be just outside your partner's feet because you're in a neutral base. Start to sit the butt down, your partner's ready to post with their hands, and you're just gonna push your butt back and wrap the legs. Now, when we wrap the legs, what I want from you is to climb up the body. Close the legs around the waist, pinch the knees. I'm still applying the exact same guillotine, but this time I'm gonna extend my legs away while I pull my thumb to my shoulder. Okay? Let's do this. The guillotine becomes a whole lot more powerful because you're using your legs. Your legs are 7 to 10 times stronger than your arms. So yes, you have this, but you also have this pushing away as you're pulling in. All right? So let's do it. Same. Pause here. Guillotine. My hands are ready. She's holding on nice and snug. I want her to start to sit her butt down and push her butt back. Wraps her legs. Pause here. I want you to wrap it even higher. Around the ribs. Perfect. Pinch your knees. Pull your thumb up. Push your legs around. Nice. Perfect. Let's do that one more time. I've been yelling at you about standing base. Okay. Yes. Yes. Walk your legs up. Pinch your knees. Extend your legs. Pull your thumb to your shoulder. Pause. Stay holding on. Pull your thumb upwards to your shoulder. Pause, follow me. You feel that? Push your legs away. Pause. Don't do it. Don't do 20 things. Don't do anything now.
Not doing
Pinch your knees.
Yes.
Extend your knees away. Yes. Pause. Pull your thumb to your shoulder. Pause. Pinch your knees. Push them away. Pull the thumbs. Yes.
Okay.
All at once. So, okay?
Yeah.
One more time. And that was good. It was very good. Okay. So now we're going to do this one time. I'm going to start to walk forward. Okay. So I want you to start with this one. You're going to have the guillotine wrapped up, and you're going to be in a 4-point base. And I'm going to move side to side. I'm going to start to walk forward a little bit. When you feel me walking forward, instead of doing this, what I want is this. No disconnection from the ground. Okay? And you take your time to pull me in.
Okay.
And start right here, just on the edge of the canvas. Find your 4-point base.
Sorry.
I'm very happy. Good work. Okay. Whew. Okay. So, all right. Yes, I did it. 15 minutes. Cool. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack on a little bit extra today because we're not going to be able to do an advanced class this evening. What I want to talk about. Front bear hug, okay? So the front bear hug under the arms. I want you to come over here, please. On both cameras, pause where you are. If I grab you over the arms, we've gone over that in the previous class. We'll go over it again for the rest of my life. From here, if I was to wrap my arms around you and just to move you around, that's what we're dealing with today, okay? So do me a favor, and doesn't matter. Love me. Yes, pause here. So whatever side the head is on, I take a step back. I want you to hold tight forever and ever. Good. Now from here, I don't have to do much as long as there's a bit of space. All right. So what we're doing is we're going to play with their structure instead of using strength. Your partner's going to hug you, and whatever side your head is on is the side your legs step back. okay? So from here, I have no base. So pause, take your head off of me for now, and we'll talk about that in a second, because when you're smaller, there's a lot less space. So from here, if there's a little bit of space, that's what we're dealing with right now, okay? From here, I need to make sure I take a step back in a four point base, okay? So I'm not going to be here in neutral, and I'm not pushing across the hill. I need to be aware of left, right, back, forth. Okay, so now from here, one of the easiest things that I can do if there's space is use it against it. I need you to hold on as strong as you can and pause here. If I was to put a hand on her chin, just push back, I'm pushing back into this, okay? So I'm pushing on this angle. I don't want to be on that angle. I want this. It's a weak angle, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put a hand on the chin, a hand on the hand because there's space, and we're going to start to peel the chin to the ceiling until they let go. Now from here, I'm going to hold their shoulder and knee to the chest, okay? And then knee to the chest ends up in a guillotine. All right. So one more time. Partner starts by hugging me and saying, I love you. I love you. I find my base. And I say, no, no, no. Okay. One more time. Last time. Start with your partner, 2 hands underneath. They could be controlling your tailbone. Doesn't matter how they're holding you. What I want from you, base. Now from the base, if there's a space between us, I'm going to use that. I'm going to put the palm of my hand underneath the chin, and I am not pushing back. Pause, turn to the chin. I am not pushing them. I'm lifting them. Okay? So I'm not going to push against the structure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go where it's weak. Where the head goes, the spine follows. From here, it's 2 hands, and it's not my arms pushing so much as my body extends away. Okay? So that's the last thing I want to add on to this, because you'll have a beefcake that'll hold on to you, and you can push up all you want. You get to here, you're still pushing upwards. What I want is, I want you to inflate like a balloon. Okay? So one more time, it's not your limbs versus the person, it's your body. Your limbs are going to connect your body to them. So again, side of the head, find your base. Find the chin, 2 hands. When I start to push up, if they let go, awesome. What I want to do is I want to inflate. So hold as tight as you can. It's my body inflating, okay? Now right away, 2 hands to the trap, knee to the chest. Feel free to wrap up that guillotine. And here we go. Okay, this is on the side. Over here, please. Pause. Gotcha.
Yes.
Find your base. Perfect. I shouldn't be able to move you around easily. I shouldn't be able to move you around easily. I shouldn't be able to, yes. Yes. That's much better. Find the chin, pop, yes. Put your hand on your hand. Lift the chin, now inflate. Careful not to poke your partner in the eye with your fingers.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Bonus
Damage. All right, let's try again. Safety tip, keep your fingers together. Don't grind them into your partner's eye while you're practicing. One more time. Pause here, find your base. Yes, yes, much better. Okay. Inflate. Grab the shoulder, knee the chest, boom, good, yes, yes. Last time. You're okay. You don't know any better. It's fine.
Well,
Yeah, well.
it was a relaxed
Come on.
situation.
Come on. Find your base. Yes. 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 Inflate. Inflate. Less push, more in. Yes. Shoulder. Yes. 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 There we go. Okay. So that's when there's space. We can fill the space and we can inflate. We find our base. We fill that space, we make a connection, we inflate, we get to use it against them. I'll get you on this side again, please. Now, this time with your partner, they're going to be burying their face, okay? So this happens when somebody's a bit shorter than you, or they could be purposely burying their face. So now from here, I can't necessarily do what I wanted to do, okay? So again, same as before, hold tight. My job is to find my base. When I find my base, from here, I'm going to make a connection to the arms. We'll talk about that in a second. And now I'm gonna inflate in a different way. I'm gonna be like a turtle. I'm gonna have an arch in my back. That's what I'm looking for, okay? Let's do it on this side, please. Partner's gonna hug you and bury the face. Pause, turn with me. There we go. If the head is super, super, super low, you don't have to do any of this. If the head's on your chest, remember right now she can't bear weight. Put your head way down low. Yeah. Just lean forward and they have to let go. That's why we don't shoot in for shit. All right. Again, listening to your dreams, tucking the chin, hugging tight. Pause here, turn with me to the camera. My job, side of the head, I'm stepping back, 4-point base. Now from here, I can't find the chin, I can't push them off. What I do is I make a connection just above the elbows. So I'm not putting my arms on her elbows. I put them just slightly above the elbow, okay? And I'm not grabbing my hands together. It's like two katanas reaching for my toes. You can feel that already, okay? Hold on really tight. You feel anything?
Yeah.
Do you feel anything? Okay, that's the noise you want. Okay, so just above the elbows, you're starting to reach for your toes. Now from here, what I want from you is not to have an arch in your back, like your butt sticking up. I want the opposite. I want your back to arch like a turtle, okay? Now from here, same position, get into the clinch, do whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of stuff to add on to this later. Sooner or later, the person's walking forward, it's a lateral drop, okay? And we go over that in the takedowns class. But for today, we're gonna skip out, all right? So again, if there's space, we fill it with a frame, okay? When we fill that space, if there's no space, we're gonna inflate anyways. And we can take advantage of that in multiple ways because their nose is before their toes, right? There we go, standing, bear hug underneath the arms. Before that, guillotine, guard pull variation. Now we're gonna move on to the ground portion of the class. And the ground portion of the class is gonna be the double ankle sweep. So let me readjust the cameras just quickly. Now we teach the double ankle sweep just a little bit different in this school. So I'll show you a couple reasons why, but first I need to show her what I want her to do. So I want you to put me in the guard, please. Good. So hug tight, hug the back of my neck, hug my arm. Good. If I push off the floor, she's sticking and she stays with me, okay? If I lean in, she has a sweep. We've gone over this. If I put my hands on the chest, that's an arm lock. Sooner or later, we'll talk about your two hands on the ground. That's gonna end up being a kimura. I want you to hug me really tight. Good. So now, if I go to stand up, she's sticky. But if I was to step up towards her, and from here start to stand, you see how you get dragged up underneath me?
Yeah.
Okay? One more time.
I'll try to do that.
No, you won't have to. I'm going to be talking about how we don't want to be dragged underneath somebody. Okay? So again, what I want from you, you're going to step your foot up. You're going to step your foot up. Okay? You see how I stepped up but my head's still forward?
Yeah.
I didn't do this. Push off my hands. Okay? Hold on to me really tight. I didn't do this.
Yeah.
I did this. It's the literal opposite.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Up into my guard, please. Perfect. Okay. So I want you to step up with your left leg. I want you to step up with your right leg. And now I want you to start to stand. You see how I get dragged up underneath you? Okay. I don't want that. Okay? So there are some schools of thought to where if I was to pinch my knees, hug the ankles, and lift my hips, I would have a sweep.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm actually in a very bad place. Start to sit your butt down. I'm stuck. Okay? I don't want to ever be here. Stand up, please. I don't want to be underneath anyone ever. I want to be out here. Okay? Now, I'm not looking to lift my hips to make somebody fall. I'm extending my legs. Okay? So some of you might have seen it taught a different way. I want to show this specific way. Okay? And I'll talk about it some other time why we do this. There's a lot of reasons why we do this. For now, I don't want to waste your time too much on me rambling for an hour. But what I want from you is I want you to be safe and I want you to be adding weight. All right? So let's do that one more time. Partner's gonna start in your closed guard for this. You're gonna be hugging onto the back of the neck and the arm, just like you don't want to get punched. Now, instead of pushing off their hands, they're gonna put their weight forward and step up on both legs. 1, 2, perfect. Now from here, if she goes to stand up, yes, I could totally let go. From here, there's a lot of space. I can use it against her, and we're gonna talk about that at the end. But right now, if she started to stand up and I held on to it, what happens is I get dragged up underneath. So I need you to stand up. If you can't, use your butt cheeks. Squeeze your butt cheeks and stand. Yeah, whatever. I'm here, and I get dragged up underneath. So what I needed to do was I needed to put 2 C-clamps in front, okay? Now I'm not being dragged up underneath anymore, okay? So I'm not gonna allow them to push me under them. Now when I'm here, the double ankle sweep is just this. I'm gonna hold on to the ankles, right? Now from here, my knees are pinching. They're not going to pinch and lift. So I need you for the best, like as best as you can to find your neutral base and never fall, okay? From here, if I'm holding up, lifting my hips is never gonna help, okay? What I wanna do is I wanna actually extend my legs away. So my knees are pinching, but I'm gonna be adding weight through my heels to the ground. And as a safety tip for your partner, they're gonna be tucking their chin and ready for a rear break fall, okay? You ready? Good, Rich, good. Come back, please. Start from the closed guard. From here, your partner's gonna go to stand. Yes, yes, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Yes, I need to make sure I'm not under them when I let go. From here, I should be like a letter L, okay? My back is on the ground. Double monkey grips behind the ankles. From here, my knees are pinching and I'm not lifting my hips. I actually want to keep my hips down. I want to slide between the legs. The easiest way for me to do that, stay standing, find the best base you can. Actually, you know what? Hold on to my top. This is actually a pretty good test, okay? And hold as tight as you can. Don't ever let go. You're pretty good, right? You're pretty solid. Down and away is what we're looking for. So look at me one time without her. When I'm here, I'm not getting dragged up underneath somebody and stacked. I want to stop them just underneath the knees, and I want to lay here like a letter L, okay? Now from here, I'm not lifting my hips to do shit. What I'm doing is I'm extending my legs and adding weight. So I can make a firm connection to this person just by pinching my knees and just tucking my heels down a little bit, okay? So pinch the knees, tuck the heels down, and go, no, okay? Last time I'm gonna do this. Come back in one more time, and we'll do it on another angle, actually. Pause, come over this way. Okay, your partner goes to stand. When they go to stand, if you feel like you're getting dragged up underneath, continue to, yes. From here, let go, double C-clamp, push yourself away, and drop a level, okay? Now you can test with your partner to see if they have good base. Don't let me, no, don't let me. Yes, much better, okay? Double monkey grip. Knees are pinching, heels are pulling down, and now it's a downwards motion, whether they like it or not, okay? That's the sweep itself. Now, let's break that down, and let's talk about coming up after this, because right now, this is a 50-50 fight. If I start to come up and she starts to come up, yeah, now she starts to push me away. Yes, and she starts to come up more. That's not a thing. She starts to come up. Yes, yes. She's able to push me back down. So we need to deal with that now, okay? All right. Pause, stand up. Boom. Okay, so when we get to here, we're gonna pick a side. So what I want from you is this. Let's readjust for the cameras. Pause. From here, I'm never just gonna do this, okay? I don't go in a straight line, I always pick an angle. It's almost like, holy crap, I'm doing my warm-ups, okay? I'm going to stand and base. So my elbow is tucking, and that's my foot now. I'm gonna start to roll over my elbow, and now from here, it's like I'm gonna stand and base, but I'm not, okay? Right now, I need to add weight. So lift your left knee to the ceiling. She can move that knee. What I want is all my weight in this knee. My butt's come off of the ground and everything's in this leg. Now, I want you to stand up that way. Like, go over there. It doesn't exist. Everything is heavy on this side. From here, I'm going to continue to walk around. If they're not doing anything, there's no reason that I have to do any work, okay? If, let's say you push my armpit, yeah, she's stopping me from doing things. It's a pain, right? What I want from you is to be a part of the ground. So push, you're pushing the ground. Now I'm just going to walk around. Just walk around into the mount, okay? So your job is to learn how to be a part of the ground. So you don't have to be strong because the ground already is, okay? Again, we started neutral from here. My knees are going to spread. I'm going to pick a side. And when I pick that side, I don't want to just do the move. I want that foot to be mine, okay? So I'm tucking my elbow over the top of it, and I'm rolling over my elbow to come up. When I come up, I'm not comfortable just here. What I want is all my weight from my knee going to the ground. So my butt came off the ground. Now, if I'm weak and they're strong and they hip escape away, yes, see how my leg gets pulled with me? So let's be even more anal retentive. Not only are you coming up and adding immense weight to this leg, I want you pulling your heel to you, hip escape away. No, you don't go anywhere. I'm the one adding weight on a good angle. Everything you do is going to end up being wrong, okay? Now, from here, we can walk on our hands to come up. But let's say they put a hand on us and they say no. They say no, like mean it, say no. Yeah, no, mean it, yes, yes, yes. It ends up being an arm lock, okay? So just pinching your knees, you can step over for that. From here, if they come up on their other elbow and they really give a shit about not getting swept, from here, you're still a part of them. Take a step, you're fine. Leave your hips up. Don't flatten out. Here's good. Boom. Okay? So, first thing first, once we finish the sweep, which is nothing like it's usually taught, what I want from you is to come up and add weight on an angle. Once you've added weight on an angle, there's attacks, okay? Or you can transition to a place where there's more attacks. Now, all right, so let's do that one more time. You're gonna do it to me this time.
Yes.
Close the door, I'll walk you through step by
From
step.
the side.
Pause here, let's scoot back a little bit. This one's hard to keep on both cameras. Okay, so from here, you're hugging tight. This is not an option.
Oh, sorry.
This is not an option for me. Yes, so maybe I stay flat and I stand up like this. Stay hugging tight. From here, if I stand, you feel how you get dragged underneath me.
Yeah.
I want you to put 2 C-clamps, yes. Now open your guard and let your hips drop. Perfect. Pinch your knees together. I want you to hold on with 2 monkey grips behind the ankles. Pull your heels to the ground and never lift your hips. Your hips stay low and you feel that. That's what I want. Okay, let's do that one more time. I'm going to readjust this. Good. Okay. Stay where you are there. Yes. 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 Okay. One more time.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter if I'm on there. What matters is you.
Okay.
I want them to see what you do. You're off on that. Stay where you are. Good. Let your hips drop. Double C-clamps. Make sure you're not underneath me. Monkey grip. Pinch your knees. Push your heels to the ground. Push your heels to the ground. Yes. Good. Pause here. Let's scoot back. Good. Stay where you are. Now, right away, what I want from you, no. What I want from you is to spread the knees. Yes. Never let me close my legs easily. So relax your legs. If you close your legs and I know what I'm doing, I can end up foot locking you.
Yeah.
Okay? So spread your legs wide. Make that a struggle. Good. Now, the easiest way to decide which way to go is you let them. So if I pick a side, that's the side you're coming up on.
Okay.
I want you to tuck your elbow to you. Yes. My foot's trapped in there. I want you to roll over your elbow like you're standing in base. Now remember, yeah, start to stand in base. Yes. Okay, pause. Go back a step. We're gonna test. Put your elbow, tuck it in. Roll over your side onto your elbow. It's just like your warm-up. Don't overthink it. Just roll over and sit up on your elbow. Pause here. I want you to sit up. Yes. I want all your weight here. Yes. Perfect. I want you to pull your heel to you and put all your weight here. So lift your butt a little bit more. Yes. You feel that? That's much better. You feel this? Much better. Okay. So from here, maybe I'm trying to push you away. I'm laying on my back. I want you to put 2 hands on the ground and walk around. I'm pushing the ground. Yes. 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 That is perfect. Ow. Again. Let's start from the sweep. So go ahead and lay down. Perfect. You get a great sweep. Right away, spread the knees, take a side. Yes. Over the elbow, all the weight into the knee. Come up onto your hand now. Good. If I start to push like this, continue. Just walk. 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 Yes. Yes. Very happy with that. Good one. Okay. Let's do that one more time. We're going to do the arm lock this time. Okay? Perfect. Pick your side. Good. Start to come up. Good. Yes. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Okay. So if I'm pushing you away, there's no reason that you can't get the arm lock right now. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to put your left shin over the top of my arm. Yes. Tap. Good. I want you to turn your hips towards the mat. Tap. Good. If there's a lot of space, throw your whole leg over and put your knee on the ground. Knee. Pause here. Keep your hips up. Keep your head up. Lift. Tap.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Couple of add-ons for this. Okay? When we do this sweep, they might not just push. Okay? So when they do push, remember, your connection to the ground is the most important thing. So let's do that one more time when you're doing your hair. We're going to sweep our partner, and then as we come up, they're going to push with their elbow instead. So start from the guard. Start to stand up. Pick my side. I come up and I add weight. Now I want you to sit up on your left elbow. Good. Now instead of straightening out your arm because you're not an idiot, you don't want to get arm locked, you start to push with your elbow. Yes. Now it's a little harder for me to deal with, okay? There's something in the way. The ground is her connection to her elbow is to me. So now, it's a pain in my ass and there's no cool arm lock I can do because it's bent, okay? So your job is this.
It's even worse.
You're just gonna go with it back, okay? One more time. Laying down, legs. I come up, I get to here, and my partner gets up on their elbow and pushes with their elbow. Okay, perfect. I'm not gonna use my hand, I got my elbows right here, okay? So my elbow is just gonna give it a little bump. When I do that, it's my hip as well, okay? So I'm push. It's not this, it's not limb versus limb, my body says no. There it is. Now from here, I can't necessarily take the back, so what I wanna do is I wanna change the angle of my knee, okay? So this knee is gonna come back. So my shin acts like a seatbelt. Speaking of which, seatbelt. Fall back, leg comes in, okay? One more time. Let's do it on this angle, please. So, this way. Legs. Perfect. Okay. I come up. Yes. She's a pain. Boom. Here. That's where I want to be. Right out the gate. On my back leg is like a windshield wiper. And it comes right in. Right away, I'm attacking. All right. There's a whole bunch of fancy stuff you can add on to this as well. But what I want to talk about is if they create a little bit of distance. okay? So what I mean by fancy is you can do deep grip holds to the mount to a submission. You can also do a triangle. There's a whole bunch of things that you can add on to doing a good double ankle sweep properly, right? But the big thing for you is you started in a terrible position underneath in the guard. You swept them and now you're on top. More important than the submission is your safety, okay? Oh, speaking of which, when I was talking about being safe, don't let somebody crush you. So if you give up your base, you give up your spine and your safety to do a move, you kind of have whatever hurts coming, okay? So if the person gets more, like huddled up underneath you for the sweep, I'm gonna add weight and I'm gonna pass, okay? Here's a quick example of why we do this. I want you to lay down. Head towards this way. Okay, so if I stand up, stay where you are, and you get yourself up underneath me, and you shut your knees, and you put two hands on the ankles, good. And now you lift your knees. Yes, that's a sweep because you're connected to me, right? What happens if I do this, and I pinch my knees? So extend away. I can add weight now, okay? Also from here, I can start to pass. What I don't want is for them to be able to add weight. So if you're here, I can become a part of you. So what I want you to do is double C-clamp, push yourself away. Good. Now I can't add weight to you, can I? You can add weight to me. So double ankle, good. I want you to pinch the knees, push the heels to the ground. Yes, good. Now from here, take a side. Yes. I want you to get up. Tap. Very. All right. Now, the last variation on this is the one where I launch you across the fucking room.
No.
Okay? So be ready for that rear break fall. Just in case. Remember when I was yelling at her about standing in base at the start of the class? That's pretty important for this next move. So stand in base for the camera, please.
Don't launch me. I'm so good.
Stand in base for the camera. Good. Okay. So standing in base. Not that I've yelled about it enough. What I want from you is this. If you're laying on your back, don't just get up, okay? I want you to build a frame, go over your elbow, and build a frame. Now, when you go to stand, the basics of standing in base is my hand is fairly close to my butt, and I don't have my foot tucked underneath my other foot, just in case of attack later. My hand is up and in the middle. It's not reaching out. It's not tight to me. Middle. I'm going to push off of my foot, push off of my hand until my body can come off of the ground. It's like a hammock, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to draw like a little half moon with this foot. So it's going to be like a little circle and stomp the foot next to the hand to stand up. Common mistake here is people will stomp the foot way too far away from here and then they kind of pull themselves up. If I was to take this hand off the ground, I'm going to go falling. What I want is a good structure that I can rely on, okay? Just like your hip is a good structure that you can rely on, not a shit structure. Good structure, good structure. When you go to stand, if you're bearing weight or you're having a little bit of trouble getting your leg out from underneath you, this might not be helping you. So put your head down, put your ass up, and kick your leg back. You should be able to create a little bit of space to get your leg out and find your fighting base. Okay, so now the reason we're doing that is if our partner stands up and we didn't have any control over it, maybe they got a little too much distance away from us, we still have both of the ankles and we still have 2 feet, okay? So what I want to do is this, please. My partner is going to stand in the guard again. In the guard, yes. Okay, from here she's going to get up on 2 feet. Yes, 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 and she gets up and she gets away. Yes, from here, the ankles are still here, okay? If the ankles are here and I have a bit of disconnection, I can feel that, okay? I'm not going to be able to get what I wanted, but I can take what they give me, okay? So now, remember in previous classes, you've got weights coming forward, they're going over the head, but the weights coming back, they're going back. So what we do is we just extend our legs away and let them fly away, okay? Be careful with your partner. If you have crash pads, throw them across the room. If you don't and they're not feeling good today, just give them a little push and let them do a break fall. Now the thing is, She's pretty close to me right now. So I will not stand in base. But if I did kick her away, if she was far, far away right now, that's a perfect reason for me to start standing in base, okay? So with your partner for this one, you can kick them away, but you don't have to. You understand the context of this, okay? If the person is far enough away, you can stand in base. If they're not far enough away, probably don't stand in base. Stay on your back, and we'll continue on with that in later classes, okay? But for now, one more time from the guard. Your partner is standing, but they're creating a bit of space. So when they stand, they're not standing pulling you underneath. Here I am. If they step back with one leg, it's a different move. If your partner stays with those two legs, then you have the double ankle sweep. Step a little bit closer, please. Now I have it. Step further away. I don't have it. Yes. Okay. So you need to understand context. You don't get to just do moves because I tell you to do moves, okay? Step closer to me. If two legs are close to each other, there's no reason I can't do this. If one steps away, it's a completely different class, okay? So for this variation with your partner, when they stand up, you can't get that first sweep, but you can always fill that space, okay? When you fill that space, your toes are going out, your heels are going in, and you're gonna launch by pushing and pulling at the same time. Let's pretend I did that. My partner's gonna fly the fuck away. Perfect. From here, I'm gonna make sure I stand up and base to get away, okay? And if I don't want to get away, I'm just gonna avoid the legs, okay? I'm gonna walk around the guard. And just quickly, I'm gonna show something advanced because we got a little bit of time. Let's talk about passing that guard properly. So when this class is normally taught, do me a favor. Come back over here just a little bit. You guys are just gonna have to deal with the camera. Go ahead and lay on your back. Perfect. Let's say I launched her straight from over here. I go to stand up. The first thing I'm looking to do is just walk around the damn legs. You don't have to get technical, okay? I want to get around the legs and avoid the legs. Because I got two choices. One, I can go that way, or two, I go that way. Over there, there's nothing. There's no fight. It's awesome. Over here, there's two legs in my way. Now there's not. So don't overthink it. You stand up, get around the legs, get away from the things that can keep you in control back there, okay? Now, here's the fancy advanced stuff. If I had to deal with someone who knows what they're doing, okay? Maybe when I go around, she puts her legs in the way of me. I can't get around to what I wanted. So what I'm gonna show you is a bit of a dance move, and believe me, it works. From here, yes, so a little back step, 1, 2, C, okay? For realsies. I doubted it for years until I kept pulling it off over and over again. And then I started teaching it. I was like, yeah, you can totally get away with this. They're gonna try and kick the leg, they're gonna try blah, blah, blah. Do this, see if it works. And I've got multiple guys that do this constantly, and it works.
I do it too.
I never believed it. I never fucking believed it. And then I just kept pulling it off. And there's a great video of Elio teaching this in a garage somewhere with the boys. And the whole time I'm watching it, it's not, it works, trust me. From here, I'm not walking in like this, okay? When I'm walking in base. When I'm walking in base, I'm gonna lean forward with my knee because if my knee is further back and it gets kicked, it gets buckled inwards. But if I push my knee past my toes, it can bear the weight of a kick. Now, I don't recommend walking into kicks. Feel free to take your time with it and just judge the distance. Good. Now from here, rather than me dealing with it and full on sakuraba, just jumping into it, hoping for the best, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sidestep the kick, turn my back. Okay? You literally just turn. So you can practice this with your partner putting a foot on your knee and pause. From here, I'm gonna take a step back. Now I'm gonna take a step forward and put my knee on the chest. Okay? This one requires a fair bit of timing. And if you don't feel like having the time, guess what other direction you go? Done. Okay? And feel free to land on them with a knee. One more time, partner's gonna land on the ground. Start with your knee past your toes. Get in close. Okay? From here, you don't have to worry about them taking you down, so feel free to change your base. Your base is mobile. Okay? From here, my job is to take a pivoting step. When I take that pivoting step, this knee drops, this knee comes forward, okay? So one time on the camera just here, I'm entering here, step back, step forward, knee, okay? Okay.
I don't do it, so maybe I just flop.
It's okay, you can flop all over your partner. Am I getting kicked in the face?
No.
Then flop, I don't care. There's some good ones where if the leg's up, and I can take that leg across, I can also slide to pass. There's a whole bunch of fancy ways of doing this. But one of the most effective ones I've ever found is like, boom, you're passed, okay? So just a little add-on for you. Let me see what they're talking about over here. I hate you too. Okay. All right, so today's class, a little bit of extra stuff because we're not going to be able to do an advanced fundamentals tonight. But the fundamentals class for today was guillotine standing, guard pull variation, and the double ankle sweep and the get up. Okay? Have you got any questions? The extras that we added on tonight, standing belly to the guard pass, and bear hug, 2 arms underneath front. Remember, poke them in the eye. It's the best way to get out.